The sun is setting, casting a warm glow over the campus. Students bustle about, chatting and laughing, but Alex walks alone, his heart heavy. He approaches the college's main garden, where Riyen is waiting for him. Riyen, there's something I need to say, something I've been holding back for years. You don't have to say it, Alex. I already know. Alex freezes, his heart skipping a beat. Riyen's expression turns serious. I've known how you feel about me for a long time. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to ruin what we have. But what if it could have been more? What if? Alex, I don't feel the same way. I care about you, but not like that. You will have someone who loves you more than you love me. Alex's world shatters. He forces a smile, nodding as tears threaten to spill. I get it. Thanks for being honest. Without another word, Alex turns and walks away, his vision blurred with tears. Alex, lost in thought, nearly stumbles into someone. It's Jason, one of his seniors, who had come back to visit a professor. Jason smirks when he sees Alex. Well, if it isn't the little genius. Still as clumsy as ever, huh? Normally, Alex would snap back, but this time, he just breaks down. Tears stream down his face as he sobs uncontrollably. Jason's smirk fades, replaced by confusion and concern. Whoa, hey, what's wrong? Jason hesitates before pulling Alex into a hesitant hug. Alex clings to him, sobbing into his shoulder. Jason pats his back awkwardly, clearly out of his depth. You better not ruin my shirt, kid. It's expensive. Alex laughs through his tears, a small, broken sound. Jason sighs, his tone softening. All right, come on. Let's get you some water or something. You look like you've been through it. Jason and Alex sit at a quiet table in a small cafe. Jason sips his coffee while Alex stares at his untouched drink, looking exhausted but calmer. Jason leans back in his chair, observing him. So, are you going to tell me what's got you so worked up, or do I have to guess? Alex hesitates, then lets out a shaky sigh. It's Riyen. I told him how I feel about him. Jason doesn't look surprised, but he sets his cup down, leaning forward slightly. And? How'd that go? He said he doesn't feel the same. He knew all along, Jason. He knew, and he never said anything. Jason watches him for a moment, his expression unreadable. Then he speaks, his tone softer than Alex has ever heard. Look, Riyen's a good guy, but sometimes good people don't feel the way we want them to. It sucks, I know. But that doesn't mean you don't deserve someone who will look at you the way you looked at him. Alex blinks, taken aback by Jason's uncharacteristic sincerity. Thanks, Jason. I didn't expect you to say something like that. Don't get used to it. I've got a reputation to maintain. They both laugh softly, the tension easing slightly. Jason glances at Alex, his teasing smirk back in place. Now, finish your coffee. You're not leaving until you stop looking like someone ran over your dog. Alex smiles faintly, picking up his cup. The room is dimly lit, the soft glow of a bedside lamp casting shadows on the walls. Alex lies on his bed, staring blankly at the ceiling. The day's events weigh heavily on him, and his mind refuses to rest. He takes a deep breath, closing his eyes. His thoughts drift to Riyen, their memories playing like a reel in his head. I don't feel the same way. The words echo in Alex's mind, his chest tightening as he replays the moment over and over. Next day, Alex walks into the classroom, his steps hesitant, his gaze scanning the area almost instinctively. He spots Riyen, surrounded by a small group of classmates. Riyen's laughter rings out, as casual and carefree as always. Alex pauses, his breath hitching. He's not sure what he was expecting. Awkwardness, avoidance, maybe even anger, but there Riyen is, acting like everything is perfectly normal. Alex feels his stomach twist. Riyen looks up briefly and catches Alex's eye. For a second, Alex's heart pounds in his chest. But Riyen simply smiles, raising a hand in a casual wave, as though yesterday's events never happened. Morning, Alex. Alex forces a smile and raises a hand in response, his throat tightening. He wants to say something, but the words stick, trapped behind a wall of embarrassment and uncertainty. Instead, He watches as Rayen turns back to his group, his attention shifting effortlessly to another classmate's joke. What am I even feeling right now? Relief? Regret? Or maybe just empty? Like the weight of all these years, all those moments I spent holding onto this love, disappeared the second I said it aloud. He closes his eyes, a deep sigh escaping his lips. For so long, the thought of confessing to Rayen had been both a dream and a fear, a constant tug-of-war in his heart. Now that it was out in the open, there was no going back. And yet, it hadn't changed anything, not really. Maybe this is what it feels like to let go of something you've held on to for so long. The burden of loving someone who'll never love you back isn't weighing me down anymore, but it doesn't feel like freedom either. It feels strange, like I'm trying to find a new version of myself without that love. The bell rings, snapping Alex out of his thoughts. He straightens up, adjusts his bag, and starts walking toward his next class. His steps are slow, his mind still tangled in the aftermath of his confession. After that day, it was like nothing had ever happened. Rayen treated me just as he always had, friendly, casual, as though my confession was some fleeting moment erased from memory. And maybe that was for the best. Alex forces himself to focus on his notes, drowning out the thoughts that threatened to creep in. The days blur together in a haze of exams, deadlines, and sleepless nights, leaving little room to think about anything else. The campus courtyard is bustling with excitement. Students in graduation robes take pictures with friends and family. Alex stands among them, smiling for a photo with a few classmates. Rayen approaches, clapping a hand on his shoulder. "Congrats, Alex. You deserve this." Alex nods, smiling back. At that moment I knew I have let it go. Maybe my feelings was not that deep, or after saying it openly the way just went away. Graduation came faster than I expected. Rayen and I said our goodbyes like everyone else, promising to stay in touch. As he was moving to abroad, his parents were there. Alex, now dressed in a crisp shirt and tie, walking toward a modern office building. He clutches a folder in one hand, the other nervously adjusting the strap of his bag. His expression is a mix of anticipation and apprehension. I wasn't expecting life to move so quickly after graduation. My professor had recommended me for a job at a tech company he had connections with. I applied, interviewed, and before I knew it, here I am. Starting fresh. A new chapter. Alex steps into the lobby. He takes a deep breath, straightening his posture before heading toward the receptionist. Alex steps out of the elevator, his polished shoes clicking against the sleek tile floor as he follows the directions to the HR office. The bustling atmosphere of the company feels almost overwhelming, with employees moving swiftly and conversations humming in the background. Alex clutches his folder tightly, mentally rehearsing how to introduce himself to his new team. As he rounds a corner, he suddenly freezes. Standing near a row of desks, casually leaning against one, is someone he never expected to see, Jason. His senior from college, the same Jason who had teased him mercilessly and held him as he cried that fateful day, now looks every bit the professional in a fitted suit, arms crossed, engaged in conversation with a colleague. Jason glances up, and their eyes meet. His expression shifts from neutral to a wide surprise and smirking. Alex feels his heart race, a wave of emotions crashing over him, shock, embarrassment, and felt like Rayen was acting to meet him coincidentally. Jason? Here? After everything after that day, when I completely broke down in front of him. I haven't seen him since graduation. I thought I'd never see him again, especially not like this. Jason excuses himself from the conversation and strides over to Alex, his confident demeanor still intact. He stops just a few steps away, tilting his head slightly, a small smirk tugging at the corner of his lips. Well, if it isn't Alex, what are the odds? Alex straightens up, his grip on the folder tightening as he forces a nervous smile. Jason, I didn't know you worked here. Jason chuckles, crossing his arms. Been here a while now. Didn't expect to see you though. Last I saw, you were... He trails off, his smirk softening into something more genuine. Alex's cheeks flush slightly, the memory of his crying episode flashing vividly in his mind. Yeah, that. Let's not talk about it. Jason's eyes linger on him for a moment, and then he nods, his tone light but sincere. Fair enough. Welcome to the company, Alex. Guess we'll be seeing a lot of each other. As Jason walks off, Alex exhales deeply, feeling both relieved and unsettled. He watches Jason disappear down the hallway, the faintest hint of a smile tugging at his lips despite himself. Of all the people I expected to see today, Jason wasn't one of them. And yet, somehow it doesn't feel so bad. Maybe this won't be so bad after all. The warm glow of the sunset filters through the sheer curtains of Alex's small, cozy apartment. He sits on the couch, a steaming mug of coffee cradled in his hands. The day had been overwhelming, new faces, new responsibilities, and an encounter he hadn't seen coming. As he takes a sip, the rich aroma of coffee fills the room, but his mind drifts elsewhere. Jason. I never thought I'd see him again. Not after graduation, not after that day. And yet, there he was, standing in front of me like no time had passed. Alex leans back into the couch, his gaze softening as memories of Jason flood his thoughts. It's a sunny afternoon on the college football field. Alex is playing with a group of seniors when an argument breaks out over a foul. Jason, the captain, steps in, smirking as usual. Cool it, genius. You've got a temper for someone with such a big brain. And you've got an ego for someone who can barely pass stats. The seniors laugh, and Jason narrows his eyes, clearly amused. From that day on, every interaction between them was a mix of bickering and teasing. From that day, they crossed paths regularly, often butting heads. As time passes, Alex and Jason's rivalry grows. They often cross paths on campus, exchanging barbed words, arguments over small things, or friendly but competitive jabs. On a day, Alex accidentally bumping into Jason in the hallway. They both stop, faces inches apart. The air between them crackles with tension. For a moment, it's more than just their usual rivalry. It's something else, something electric. Alex, not able to take the teasing anymore, pushes past Jason in frustration, but Jason grabs his arm, pulling him back against the wall, trapping him in place. You're not getting away that easily, you know. Alex's breath catches in his throat, his back pressed against the wall, Jason's hand on his wrist. Their eyes meet, and in that fleeting moment, everything feels charged, like something is about to break open between them. But before either of them can say anything, a distant shout from a friend breaks the moment, and Jason lets go, stepping back with a half-smile. Careful, Alex. You're gonna break something if you keep acting all tense like that. After that day, whenever I saw Alex, I felt nervous for nothing. After class, as I was walking towards the library, Jason catches me off guard with a comment. So, what's up with you and Riyen, huh? You two have some unfinished business or something. Alex freezes. His heart races. How did Jason know? He hadn't told anyone. He looks at Jason, trying to keep his composure. What are you talking about? Oh, come on. I knows. The way you look at him, the way you're always near him. So, when's the big confession, huh? Or are you just gonna keep pining? Alex is speechless, a mix of embarrassment and frustration flooding him. But Jason seems to find amusement in Alex's discomfort, just looked at him. How did you know I was looking at him always? He just smiled and left. Jason and Alex sit at their usual table in the library, but the air between them is tense. Jason fidgets with his pen, avoiding Alex's gaze. You've been distant lately. Did I do something wrong?
No.
You didn't do anything. Alex frowns, his frustration bubbling up. Then why does it feel like you're avoiding me? Ever since you found out about Riyen. Jason finally looks at him, his expression sharp but conflicted. Maybe I'm just trying to give you space. Or maybe you just can't stand that I owe like a boy. Jason freezes, his jaw tightening. He looks away, his voice low and almost bitter.
It's not about that, Alex.
But he doesn't elaborate, leaving Alex sitting there, more confused and hurt than ever. After a few months, as Alex nears the library, something or someone catches his attention. Jason. He's standing near the entrance, looking slightly out of place in the crowd of undergraduates. Jason has graduated now, yet there he is, leaning casually against the stone railing, scanning the campus like he's searching for something or someone. Their eyes meet across the bustling quad, and for a moment, the world around them fades. There's no smirk on Jason's face this time, no teasing remark ready to escape his lips. Instead, his expression is unreadable, guarded, distant, as if he's carefully masking whatever he's feeling. Alex feels his chest tighten, a flood of emotions rising. This was the same Jason who used to taunt him, tease him, and insert himself into Alex's life in ways that were infuriating but oddly comforting. But after finding out about Alex's feelings for Riyen, Jason had pulled back, disappearing from his life like a ghost. Alex remembers the confusion he felt then, how Jason had suddenly started avoiding him. At first, Alex thought it was because Jason found his feelings repulsive. Maybe Jason couldn't handle the fact that Alex had fallen for another boy. The thought had been like a dagger to the heart. Jason gives a small nod, acknowledging Alex, but the silence between them is deafening. Alex feels the weight of all the words left unsaid, the questions he never got answers to. His feet itch to move, to close the gap between them, to demand an explanation, but he doesn't. Instead, Jason turns and walks away, disappearing into the sea of students. Alex stands frozen, watching him go. After that, I saw him on my confession day, and now today. I have a feeling that I am going to see him forever. I was terrified by my own thoughts. Alex and Jason sit side by side in the bustling office, their desks piled with documents and laptops open to endless spreadsheets. Despite the workload, Jason leans slightly over, pointing to Alex's screen with a smirk. You call that a formula? No wonder it's throwing errors. Alex rolls his eyes, nudging Jason playfully with his elbow. Yeah, well, not all of us are tech gods, Mr. Perfection. They share a laugh, the tension of the workday momentarily easing. The other employees glance at them occasionally, amused by their constant banter. Lunch hour rolls around, and Jason casually tosses a packet of chips onto Alex's desk. Cafeteria food or quick ramen at the noodle bar down the street? Noodle bar, obviously. You're paying? Oh, am I? Guess you'll owe me then. Jason winks and Alex scoffs, grabbing his jacket as they head out together. They sit across from each other in the cozy noodle bar, steam rising from their bowls of ramen. Jason twirls his chopsticks expertly, while Alex struggles to pick up a slippery piece of meat. Need a fork, rookie? Shut up. Not all of us had chopsticks lessons growing up. Jason chuckles, his teasing tone softer now. You're hopeless. Here, let me... Jason reaches across, effortlessly picking up the meat with his chopsticks and holding it out for Alex. Alex hesitates for a moment before leaning in, his cheeks flushing slightly as he takes the bite. Jason smirks, clearly enjoying Alex's flustered reaction. Don't get used to this. Oh, I'm already used to it. Nearby, a few customers glance their way and whisper, their murmurs carrying just enough for Alex to catch fragments of their words. Alex's stomach tightens, old insecurities bubbling to the surface. The memory of Jason ignoring him in college, after discovering his feelings for Riyen, replays in his mind. He shifts uncomfortably in his seat, trying to brush off the unease. Don't mind them. I don't see you like that. Jason looks up, his brow furrowing slightly, as if puzzled by Alex's words. His gaze is steady, direct. Why not? I don't mind. Alex freezes, caught off guard. He hadn't expected such a calm and open response. His eyes searched Jason's face for any hint of discomfort or hesitation, but Jason seems utterly at ease, even amused by the question. What? Jason shrugs, a small, confident smile playing on his lips as he leans back in his chair. I don't care what they think, Alex. If they're whispering, it's their problem, not ours. Alex stares at Jason, his mind racing. The relief that washes over him is almost overwhelming. He realizes that Jason is far more open-minded and self-assured than he had given him credit for. A smile slowly spreads across Alex's face, warm and genuine. You really don't care about these things, do you? Not even a little. What matters to me is us. Their playful dynamic continues as they finish their meal, the comfort between them growing deeper with each shared moment. The office is quiet, the hum of fluorescent lights echoing faintly in the background. Alex and Jason step into the elevator together after a long day, the doors closing with a soft chime. Jason leans casually against the wall, his tie loosened, his sleeves rolled up, looking as relaxed as ever. Alex stands next to him, adjusting his bag over his shoulder, scrolling absent-mindedly through his phone. Long day, huh? You've been unusually quiet. Don't tell me I'm losing my favorite office banter partner. Alex glances up, a small laugh escaping his lips. Just tired. Debugging endless code can do that to a person. But don't worry, you'll still get your daily dose of sarcasm tomorrow. Jason smirks, his eyes narrowing slightly as he studies Alex. You sure that's all it is? You've been spacing out all week. Something on your mind? Alex hesitates, his fingers brushing against the buttons on his phone as though debating whether to share. Before he can respond, his phone buzzes in his hand. The screen lights up, and Jason catches a glimpse of the caller ID. Rian. His expression shifts subtly, his smirk fading into something colder, almost unreadable. Rian, huh? Alex stiffens, glancing at Jason with a mix of surprise and nervousness. Yeah, just an old friend. Jason pushes off the wall, stepping closer to Alex, his gaze locked on the phone in Alex's hand. The air in the elevator grows heavy, the hum of the machinery the only sound as the tension builds. An old friend who still calls you late at night? Alex's breath catches. He opens his mouth to respond, but before he can say anything, Jason moves closer, closing the distance between them in one swift motion. His hand reaches out, gently pressing the phone down to Alex's side. Forget the call. And then, without another word, Jason leans in, capturing Alex's lips in a firm, heated kiss. Alex's eyes widen in shock, the phone slipping from his hand and landing softly on the elevator floor. The kiss is intense and possessive, Jason's jealousy and emotions pouring into the moment. For a second, Alex freezes, but then he relaxes, letting himself get lost in the unexpected rush of emotions. The elevator dings, signaling their floor, and Jason pulls back, his face inches from Alex's, his voice low and teasing. Let Rian wait. Alex stares at Jason, his heart pounding, words failing him as the elevator doors slide open. Jason steps out first, turning back with a confident smirk. You coming, or are you waiting for him to call again? Alex swallows hard, glancing at his phone still lying on the floor. With a shaky breath, he picks it up and steps out of the elevator, following Jason into the quiet night. The soft click of the lock echoes through the quiet apartment as Jason pushes the door open, gesturing for Alex to step inside. The atmosphere is heavy, charged with unspoken emotions and the lingering tension from the elevator ride. Alex hesitates briefly, glancing at Jason, who stands behind him with an unreadable expression. Taking a deep breath, Alex steps into the dimly lit apartment, the door shutting behind him. Before Alex can even take in his surroundings, Jason grabs him by the wrist and turns him around, slamming him gently but firmly against the closed door. The intensity in Jason's eyes leaves Alex breathless as Jason leans in, his lips crashing against Alex's with a hunger that's been building for far too long. Jason's hands grip Alex's face, tilting it upward as the kiss deepens, their breaths mingling in heated gasps. His lips trail down to Alex's jawline, pressing kisses that grow wilder with each passing second. Alex's head tilts back instinctively, giving Jason access to his neck. Jason doesn't hesitate, his lips finding Alex's Adam's apple, placing soft, open-mouthed kisses that make Alex's breath hitch. Jason's hands slide down to Alex's shoulders, tugging at his coat. With a quick motion, the garment falls to the floor. Alex barely has time to react before Jason's lips are back on his, moving with a fervor that leaves no room for thought. Alex's hands, initially frozen at his sides, slowly move to grip Jason's shirt, pulling him closer. Jason, this is... Jason cuts him off with another kiss, his voice low and rough as he murmurs against Alex's lips. Just let go, Alex. No overthinking. Just us. For the first time in what feels like forever, Alex does just that. He lets himself lean into Jason's touch, the weight of his unspoken feelings melting away. Jason's hands move to Alex's waist, pulling him closer until there's no space left between them. Their bodies move in sync, every touch, every kiss igniting something deeper, something they've both been suppressing. The apartment illuminated only by the faint glow of the city lights outside, their intensity mirrored in the connection between the two men. Sunlight filters through the blinds, casting soft streaks of light across the room. Alex stirs awake, his body wrapped in the warmth of a blanket and the faint scent of coffee lingering in the air. He blinks a few times, his mind slowly registering where he is. The events of the previous night flood back, and a flush creep onto his cheeks. Sitting up, he runs a hand through his tousled hair, glancing around the room. The faint clatter of dishes draws his attention toward the kitchen. Jason stands at the stove, his sleeves rolled up and a pan in hand, casually flipping an omelet. The smell of sizzling butter and eggs fills the air. He hums softly to himself, his usual composed demeanor softened in the morning light. Alex pads toward the kitchen, leaning against the doorway, watching Jason with a small smile. "So, you can cook too? Is there anything you're bad at?" Jason glances over his shoulder, a teasing smirk tugging at his lips. "Morning, sleeping beauty. And to answer your question, no. I'm perfect." Alex rolls his eyes, crossing his arms over his chest. "Modest, too. A real package deal." Jason laughs, sliding the omelet onto a plate and setting it on the counter. He turns to Alex, leaning casually against the counter with a playful glint in his eyes. "I aim to impress. Hungry? Starving, actually. But I think I deserve breakfast in bed after last night." Jason steps closer, his smirk turning into a full grin. "Oh, you think so? After making me do all the work?" Alex's jaw drops in mock offense, and he lightly shoves Jason's chest. "You're unbelievable." Jason catches Alex's wrist, pulling him closer. Their laughter fades as their eyes meet, the playful atmosphere shifting into something softer. Jason tilts his head slightly, his voice dropping to a low murmur. "Unbelievable, huh? I'll take that as a compliment." Alex's cheeks flush, but he doesn't pull away. He clears his throat, breaking the moment as he gestures toward the food. "Well, Mr. Perfect, let's eat before your masterpiece gets cold." Jason chuckles, releasing Alex's wrist and grabbing the plates. They sit at the small kitchen table, the morning light making the scene feel almost too serene. As they eat, their conversation flows easily, teasing, laughing, and sharing stories from work and life. "You know, Alex, I don't let just anyone stay over and steal my omelets." Yeah, I'm special. Don't let it go to your head." Jason leans back in his chair, studying Alex with a look that's equal parts amusement and affection.
Too late.
Alex tries to hide his smile behind his coffee mug, but fails miserably. The moment feels effortless, the start of something deeper, though neither of them says it aloud. For now, they're content to enjoy the morning, the food, and the quiet understanding between them. The breakfast plates are cleared, and Alex sits on the couch with a cup of coffee, scrolling absent-mindedly through his phone. Jason joins him, settling in close beside him, the peaceful moment feeling entirely natural. Suddenly, Alex's phone buzzes, and Jason's eyes flick to the screen. The name Rayen flashes on the display, and Jason's smirk fades instantly. "Him again?" Alex hesitates, staring at the screen before silencing the call and placing the phone face down on the table. Jason leans back, crossing his arms, his tone calm but edged with curiosity. "What does he want this time?" Alex sighs, leaning into the couch and rubbing the back of his neck. "He called yesterday too. Just wanted to ask if I'd be coming to his wedding." Jason stiffens, his jaw tightening briefly, though he tries to mask it. Alex notices and chuckles softly, nudging Jason's shoulder. You just heard his name yesterday and turned into some kind of beast. So, tell me you had feelings for me a long time ago, didn't you?" Jason flushes, his composure cracking slightly as he avoids Alex's gaze. Alex's eyes widen in genuine surprise as he sits up straighter. "No way, is it true?" Jason stands abruptly, running a hand through his hair as he turns toward the bedroom, his voice deliberately casual. I need to get ready for work. Alex watches him retreat, stunned but unable to suppress the growing warmth in his chest. He sits back, processing the unspoken answer, a small, knowing smile tugging at his lips. The office buzzes with the usual energy of a weekday. Jason and Alex work at their desks, exchanging occasional glances and smirks. The comfort of their budding relationship is evident, their connection deepening with every passing day. Lunch break soon. Feel like grabbing something fancy? Or should we stick to cafeteria pizza? Pizza, obviously. Why ruin a perfectly good tradition? Jason shakes his head, laughing as he stands and stretches. Despite the ordinary day, there's a calm happiness between them, as though the chaos of the past has finally settled into something peaceful. On the weekend, the reception is lively, filled with laughter, chatter, and the soft strains of romantic music playing in the background. Jason and Alex walk into the hall, hand in hand. Alex's grip is firm but comfortable, and Jason's usual stoic demeanor has softened into something more relaxed. As they move through the crowd, heads turn, and whispers ripple around them. But neither seems to care. They're here for a reason. At the far end of the hall, Ryan stands near the buffet table, chatting with guests. When his eyes land on Alex and Jason, a flicker of surprise crosses his face, followed by a knowing smile. He excuses himself and approaches them. Alex. Jason. You both came. I didn't expect this. He gestures subtly at their clasped hands, his expression amused but genuinely happy for them. Jason smirks, while Alex chuckles awkwardly. Well, we're full of surprises. Congratulations, Ryan. She's lovely. Jason nods, offering a polite smile. Congratulations. Wishing you both the best. Ryan thanks them, but his attention shifts to Jason. A curious look flashes in his eyes as he gestures for Jason to step aside. Jason hesitates, glancing at Alex, who nods reassuringly. Ryan and Jason move a few feet away for a private conversation. So, you got him, huh? Jason raises an eyebrow, but doesn't deny it. His lips twitch in a restrained smile. Took a while, but yeah. You were pretty upset back in college. I still remember when you punched me and blurted out that he liked me. You were so mad you couldn't even look at him. And then, Ryan chuckles, shaking his head as if recalling an old, fond memory. If I hadn't called you that day and told you about the proposal, you might have missed your chance again. Jason's jaw tightens, but his eyes soften. He knows Ryan is right, and he's grateful in his own way, though he'd never admit it outright. Guess I owe you for that. Damn right you do. Thanks. And really, congratulations. You deserve this. You too. Take care of him, all right? Always. As they return to the main crowd, Alex looks at Jason curiously but doesn't press. Jason slips his hand into Alex's again, squeezing it lightly. Ryan watches them from across the room, a smile lingering on his face as he turns back to his new wife. Jason and Alex pull up to a charming suburban home. As they step out of the car, Alex fidgets nervously, adjusting his shirt. Meeting your family? You sure this isn't too soon? We have already met your parents. I didn't say anything at that time. Relax. They're going to love you. Just don't mention how good I am at cooking. Jason rings the doorbell, and the door swings open to reveal his mother. Her warm smile falters slightly as she hears Alex's name. Wait, this is Alex? Oh, Jason, you've been talking about him for years. Jason groans, rubbing the back of his neck as his family emerges, all of them eager to meet the man who's clearly been a part of Jason's life far longer than Alex realized. The evening is filled with laughter, teasing, and heartfelt moments that bring Alex even closer to Jason's world. Under the soft glow of string lights, Jason leads Alex to a quiet spot in the park. The air is cool, and the sound of distant music fills the background. Alex glances around, confused but curious. What's all this? Did you plan something? Maybe. I wanted tonight to be special. Jason pulls a small box from his pocket, opening it to reveal a simple but elegant ring. Alex's breath catches as Jason kneels on one knee, his usual confident smirk replaced by a genuine, heartfelt smile. Alex, I don't think I ever needed to ask you to be mine, but today I want to. Will you marry me? Alex stares, his eyes glistening with emotion as he nods, barely managing to speak through his overwhelmed smile.
Yes. Of course, yes.
Jason slips the ring onto Alex's finger before standing and pulling him into a tight embrace. The park feels like their entire world at that moment, filled with nothing but love and joy. You know, this relationship started without any proposal or I love you phase. It just came naturally. That's because it was always meant to be. We didn't need words or gestures to know, we just fit. Jason and Alex sit on the couch, watching their young daughter, Mia, color with her crayons at the coffee table. The room is filled with warmth, family photos, toys scattered across the floor, and laughter echoing through the space. Daddy, look. I drew us as superheroes. Alex picks up the drawing, smiling as he shows it to Jason. Looks like she's inherited your confidence and your artistic skills. We're doomed. The kitchen is warm and lively. Alex stands at the counter, chopping vegetables while a pot of soup simmers on the stove. Mia, their 6-year-old daughter, sits at the kitchen island, swinging her legs back and forth. Her wide eyes follow Alex's every move as she munches on a slice of apple.
Daddy.
Yes, princess? Do you love Dad? Alex pauses mid-chop, glancing at Mia with a raised eyebrow. He sets the knife down, wiping his hands on a towel, and turns to face her.
What kind of question is that?
Of course, I love Dad. Who else is going to put up with me? Mia giggles, her little face lighting up with amusement. But you don't say a lot. Like in the movies. They say it all the time. Alex crouches down to Mia's level, brushing a strand of hair out of her face. You know, sometimes love isn't just about saying it. It's about showing it, like when Dad makes you pancakes in funny shapes, or when I read your favorite bedtime story, even when I'm tired. Love is in all the little things we do for each other. Mia tilts her head, considering this, before nodding thoughtfully. So, making soup for Dad is love. Alex laughs, standing up and ruffling Mia's hair. Exactly. And it's his favorite, so you better not tell him I almost burned it earlier. Mia runs over to Jason and tugs on his sleeve, repeating the same question. Dad, do you love Daddy? Jason, a little surprised, glances down at Mia with a soft smile. Of course I do, sweetheart. He responds simply, but as he watches his daughter run back to Alex, the warmth of the moment makes him pause for a moment, lost in thought. His gaze drifts back to Alex, and the memories of their past flood his mind. Jason remembers the fierce competitiveness he felt whenever Alex was around, their rivalry always sparking something more than just a challenge. It was in the heat of those moments, when Alex's smile was just a little too bright or when their eyes would accidentally meet, that Jason realized he was attracted to him. He could never ignore Alex's presence, even in the midst of arguments or playful teasing. There was that one accidental clash, when they were so close, their bodies nearly touching. Jason had felt an impulse, a fleeting thought that maybe he should kiss Alex right then and there. But he didn't. Instead, he went home that night, overwhelmed by emotions, and found himself in the midst of a dream where Alex kissed him back. Jason woke up with a start, his heart racing, realizing how much he had suppressed his feelings for Alex. The next few days, Jason, watching from afar as Alex seemed to grow closer to Rian. The revelation hit him hard. Alex loved Rian. Jason had never admitted it to himself, but the realization that Alex wasn't interested in him that way made his heart ache. His internal battle left him confused, lost, and unsure of what to do with his feelings. The campus is quiet, the evening air cool and crisp. Rian is standing by a bench, scrolling through his phone, waiting for someone. Jason approaches, his footsteps brisk and determined. His face is a storm of emotions, jealousy, frustration, and desperation swirling within him. Without a word, Jason grabs Rian by the collar and, before Rian can react, lands a punch square on his jaw. What the hell, Jason? Are you crazy? Alex loves you. He loves you, Rian. Rian stares at Jason, wide-eyed, both from the punch and the unexpected outburst. Jason's chest heaves as he glares at him, fists clenched tightly at his sides. Jason, I don't love Alex. Not like that. Jason freezes, his anger flickering into confusion. His eyes search Ryan's face for any sign of a lie, but all he finds is sincerity. Yeah, I know. You don't love him. But he loves you. And if he comes to you, don't make him wait. Don't string him along. Ryan frowns, stepping closer despite the tension. Jason, what are you talking about? Why would I do that? Jason's voice cracks as he speaks, the vulnerability he's been hiding for so long spilling out in an unguarded moment. Because if you don't feel that way about him, just give him to me. I'll take care of him. I'll love him the way he deserves to be loved. The words hang heavy in the air. Ryan's expression softens as he finally understands the depth of Jason's feelings for Alex. He sighs, running a hand through his hair. Jason, you've always loved him, haven't you? Jason doesn't answer, his silence speaking volumes. Ryan places a hand on Jason's shoulder, his tone calm and reassuring. I can see it now. You really care about him. Maybe even more than he cares about me. But Jason, you don't have to ask me for permission. If Alex loves you back, then that's all that matters. You don't need me to step aside. I was never in the way. Jason looks at Ryan, his anger fading into something softer, gratitude, perhaps, though it's mixed with uncertainty. He nods once, his jaw tightening as he tries to regain his composure. Thanks. I didn't know what else to do. Well, next time, maybe skip the punching part? Jason lets out a small, strained chuckle, the tension between them easing slightly. Without another word, Jason turns and walks away, leaving Ryan standing alone, watching him go. Ryan shakes his head, a thoughtful expression on his face. Guess Alex has someone who'll fight for him, literally. After graduation, Jason kept his distance with Alex, but on his last day in college, after a night of drinking with friends, he had an emotional breakdown. He cried in front of his family, spilling out everything. The pain of never being able to tell Alex how he felt, how Alex had never loved him in the way he hoped. It felt like a betrayal, and Jason couldn't shake the feeling of being alone. When he saw Alex again in the college, I already knew about the proposal. He was crying. This chance, I will never give up. Jason used his connections, asking the professor to get Alex a job at his company, hoping for an opportunity to get closer. As their relationship grew, it was clear that things had changed between them. Their bond just deepened, naturally over time. During the marriage, the night is peaceful, the soft hum of the city outside their window filling the silence of their cozy home. The evening was spent laughing with family, enjoying their presence as they celebrated Alex and Jason's marriage. The light-hearted teasing about their relationship had gone on for hours, with Jason blushing fiercely under the attention. He could never get used to his family's playful remarks, but Alex seemed to find it all amusing. His cheeks flushed as well, as he teased Jason in return. Now, in the quiet of their living room, the atmosphere shifts. Alex stands near the window, gazing out at the night, his thoughts wandering. Jason, still trying to shake off the embarrassment from the teasing, approaches him slowly, his gaze soft but filled with something unspoken. You know, Jason, I found out something interesting today. Jason looks at Alex, a flicker of worry crossing his face as he steps closer, his expression soft but anxious.
Oh.
What did you find out? Alex grins, his eyes teasing, but there's something more behind them, a deeper understanding forming. Apparently, you were in love with me back in college and you never told me. Jason freezes, his breath catching in his throat. The memories of their college days flash before his eyes, and he can feel the anxiety building in his chest. He shifts uneasily, unsure of how Alex will take this revelation now that he knows the truth. I didn't know how to tell you. I didn't want you to misunderstand me, especially with how things were with Ryan. You were always so focused on him, and I thought... Alex steps closer to him, his gaze steady and warm, cutting through Jason's anxiety. Jason can't help but look away, his heart pounding as he anxiously waits for Alex's reaction. I never knew, Jason. I really had no idea. But now that I do, I'm glad you took that chance to love me again. Jason looks up at him, his face flushed with uncertainty, afraid of being misunderstood. But before he can say anything, Alex reaches up, gently cupping his face, and pulls him closer. His voice is low and soft, filled with sincerity and something deeper, something Jason had longed to hear. I was attracted to you too, you know. But my love for Yen was bigger at that time. I couldn't see past it. But now, standing here with you, I'm glad we found our way to each other. The words settle between them, and Jason's heart flutters in his chest. He closes his eyes for a moment, feeling the weight of his feelings, his unspoken love for Alex, all these years, finally acknowledged. The jealousy he once felt when he saw Alex with Riyen now melts away in the warmth of this moment. Before Jason can reply, Alex's lips press against his in a kiss that's full of tenderness and longing, a kiss that speaks of everything left unsaid. Jason's breath catches as the kiss deepens, the intensity of their emotions filling the space between them. His hands grip Alex's shoulders, pulling him closer as the kiss becomes more heated, more urgent. The world outside fades as they are lost in each other, their love unfolding in a way neither of them expected, but both had always wanted. Later that night, in the quiet of their bedroom, Alex and Jason find themselves tangled in the sheets, breathless and connected in a way they had never been before. The intensity of the night leaves them both spent but happy, their bond stronger than ever. Alex, I didn't think I'd ever get the chance to be with you like this. You did, Jason. And now we're here. Together. No more regrets. Jason smiles, his heart finally at peace. He holds Alex close, feeling a sense of fulfillment that he never thought possible. No more second-guessing, no more uncertainty. This was real, and it was theirs. Back in the present, Jason's smile widens as he watches Alex laughing with Mia. He feels the weight of the past lift, replaced by the comforting warmth of the life they've built together. I love you, Alex. More than you know. Alex looks up at him, a slight blush on his cheeks, his heart fluttering at the simplicity of the words. Their lives have come full circle, from confusion and longing to love and family. And now, nothing seems more perfect than this.